Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Once again, this is Nam of the DC camp, back with another video. Before that, call halal Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Dash. And of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who continue through the Holy Spirit to give us His truth, and who are out there for anyone to answer questions, all right? To ask questions and therefore get the answers, all right? Because you see your teachers. Our teachers are out there on the highways and byways along with us, all right? So, in this video, these things keep happening, and it proves more and more how fucked up this criminal justice system really is. You know, we were always dismissed as being, crybabies or whatever have you, because, rightfully so. The spirit cries out because of the injustices, so like it. But people, and we know what people I'm talking about, mostly eat them because this is their wicked ass system, you know. Uh, but now that this so-called critical race theory, which is not, these are the facts. But the thing is, these people being shamed, and the people I'm talking about are so-called white people. They realize this shit, their so-called righteous system setup isn't righteous. It's wicked. All right. Anyway, as it goes, this Jake here was just freed after 44 years, and this is one of several that has happened in the last several years. All right. After 44 years in Angola prison in Louisiana. For the longest time until I would say recently, and I'm talking about recently, I would say in the last 10 years or so, it was considered the roughest prison in the system. All right. So, wow, 44 years. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this video, and of course, it's about two Edomite cave bitches. He was supposed to have sexually assaulted. All right, you're gonna hear them, the wicked pieces of shit that they are. 44 years, and it's not guaranteed that he's going to be compensated for those years, and you'll understand hopefully once you see what happened. All right, so here we go.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We have a big update today in the case of a man who has spent decades arguing he's been wrongly imprisoned. After more than 44 years, Vincent Simmons is now a free man. Yesterday, a judge ruled he had not received a fair trial back in 1977 when he was convicted of attempted aggravated rape. The decision is partly based on evidence that's been available for years. Our lead national correspondent David Begnaud recently sat down with Simmons' accusers, twins who were 14 years old back in 1977. Now he has spoken to Simmons. David joins us from Angola, Louisiana. David, good morning. What incredible reporting.
Vlad, good morning to you. Hello, everyone. Listen, Vincent served 44 years here at Louisiana State Penitentiary, but he was supposed to serve 100. That was the sentence. For the last 30 or so years, he kept trying to tell judges, I didn't get a fair trial, and here's the information, and they just dismissed him left and right. Get out of here, get out of here. But yesterday, there was a judge who said to him, I believe that you did not get a fair trial. In fact, that judge's daddy, nearly 30 years ago, dismissed Vincent's attempt. But this judge said, your rights were denied, they were violated, and you get a fair trial. And we were there for all of it. When the shackled Vincent Simmons arrived at the Avoyelles Parish Courthouse in a prison van, he was carrying a Bible when his accusers, Karen and Sharon Sanders, the twins that he was convicted of sexually assaulting when they were 14 years old, walked to the courthouse. They paused to pray. Simmons had been in prison for 44 years.
Pray for
He
what?
tried for most of that time to get his conviction overturned. You've done this 16 times, at least. Yes. So this would be 17. You think this will be the time? Yes, sir. We walked alongside Simmons as he was about to face a judge
Mm-hmm.
That was information that he and his attorneys believed may have changed his conviction for attempted aggravated rape. It took less than an hour for Judge Billy Bennett to say that there had been a lapse in Louisiana justice in 1977.
You free. You free. Free up, free done.
And that Vincent Simmons deserves a new trial.
But watch this.
That is when the shackles came off of his feet. The district attorney said he will not retry Simmons.
So happy to see you.
His accusers, Sharon and Karen Sanders, now 59 years old, decided to stand down.
He went in guilty. He's guilty now, and guess what? He will die guilty. So I'm happy. I got 44 years.
What was that?
Did you hear what this bitch said? Does that sound familiar to you? I wish I could pull it up, but I can't. If anybody remembers the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, there's a part near the end where I forget how many years later it had been, roughly, I guess, 40, where Martin Lawrence, he recognizes the sheriff that was responsible for getting him, charged, and he was later convicted, him and Eddie Murphy. But he realizes who it is by the scar on his face. They're out there with the warden, who's played by Ned Beatty. And, of course, at that point, the late actor, R. Lee Ermey from Full Metal Jacket, he's out there with a shotgun. He's talking about, and Martin Lawrence recognizes his father's pocket watch. And that's when it dawns on him, like, this motherfucker. And he's trying to tell the warden, this is the mother, this is who, what was going on. And the warden questions, I forget what the guy's position was at that point. And he finally admits, says, so what if he's innocent? The state of Mississippi got, I forget how many years, I'm just going to say 40 years out of him. That sounds exactly like this bitch right here. See, that's the way these motherfuckers think of us. You got to remember, after chattel slavery with the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, they had to have a way to get free, I should say maintain, free labor. And that was it, the establishment of the prison industrial complex. This is how, and with, I'll say the last 25 years or so, with the rise of the private prison industry. You got to remember, you have an organization that meets every year in Philadelphia, and the acronym is ALEC. Whoops. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's ALEC. All right. Let's see. Let's try this again. I got to put the periods. I put the punctuation there. Maybe it'll come up. Hold on. I won't spell out the whole thing. Oh, man. How did I get the double L? Okay. Let's see if it'll come up. Here it is. The American Legislative... Oh, crap. Got it. Whatever. Here it is. ALEC.org. And it's this... What the hell? Okay. Let's try. Let's see. ALEC expose. Let's go to Wiki. All right. It says the American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC, is a nonprofit organization of conservative state legislators and private sector representatives who draft and share model legislation for distribution among state governments in the United States. But for what? All right. And it says headquarters is in Arlington, Virginia. Tax exempt, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Of course, it would be right across the river from where I am in D.C. Hey, this is the, like they say, Capitol Hill. This is where all the evil emanates. All right. This is the belly of the beast, so to speak. All right, let's see. It says, okay, ALEC has produced model bills on a broad range of issues such as reducing regulation and individual and corporate taxation, combating illegal immigration, loosening environmental regulations, tightening, typical Republican agenda stuff, tightening voter identification rules, weakening labor unions, and opposing gun control. You want to know what's partly responsible for all these jobs going overseas? You got to think about that. If uh, these owners of these factories are forced to pay and keep up what people are asking here, nothing would ever get made. You got to remember what happened with under Bill Clinton with NAFTA. All right, what was that? The North American Free Trade. Uh, all that. So people bitched, moaned, and groaned, and rightfully so. All right, because America, as my generation knew it, has long since been gone. So, I mean, those people aren't moving their business back over here from overseas with all that cheap labor. See, you got to understand what's going on, and a lot of people don't. They just moan and groan, and that's it. Especially our people. Anyway, it says in opposing gun control, it says some of these bills dominate legislative agendas in states such as Arizona, Wisconsin, Colorado, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Maine. Approximately 200 model bills become law each year. See, you got to understand, especially here in D.C. on the famous or infamous K Street here, there's a whole lot of lobbying going on. I mean, wow. And this is part of it. It says ALEC also serves as a networking tool among certain state legislators, allowing them to research conservative policies implemented in other states. Now I'm gonna skip down and get to as it pertains to the video I'm doing. Let's see what I say about corporate influence and there's lobbying activity. Let's see, secrecy, and let's try that, transparency. Let's see. I'm trying to find the private prison industry. I didn't have time to. It just came to my mind to, or otherwise I would have had this already saved. So please bear with me. Let's see. Corporate. Let's see. The nation, common cause. It's not under that. What would it be under? Let's see. Corporate influence. Let's see. Virginia House of Delegates. Lobbying. Let's see. 501c3. Oh crap. Let's see. All right. Let's see. It's got to be in here. I'm gonna have to punching in under something else. Further reading. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Let's see. And private prison. All right. Capitalizing on mass incorporation, U.S. growth in private. Oh, come on now. I didn't even go to the spot. Let's see. Salakia, I apologize for. Here it is. Capitalizing on mass incarceration, U.S. growth in private prisons. All right. The introduction of profit incentives into the country's incarceration buildup crosses a troubling line that puts financial gain above the public interest of safety and rehabilitation. That's PDF. In case you want to go to this site, I'll put it in the description box and you can download it for your, another weapon you can use on the line just in case it comes up. Because a lot of people will pretend that this doesn't actually happen. So you can, hey, boom, there's the evidence. It goes into the war on drugs, and we know that that was a war on our people. And like I said, the prison industrial complex, all right? It says the war on drugs and harsher sentencing policies, including mandatory minimum sentences, fueled a rapid expansion of the nation's prison population beginning in the 1980s. The resulting burden on the public sector led to the modern emergence of for-profit private prisons in many states and at the federal level. And it breaks it down, overview, trends in privatization, challenges of private prisons. And if any of you remember back in '97, I think it was, there was a big thing that went on, was it in Missouri? They were called Corrections Corporations of America, CCA, and they showed how they were how they were abusing the prisoners, having them stripped butt naked and crawling along the floor. I mean, all kinds of stupid, like, gay shit, you know. And a lot of them that did that have the sicking the dogs on them and shit. Yeah, I believe it was Missouri, was it Texas? There was some prisoners sent from, because they would send motherfuckers all over, you know. It was just, yeah, it was, you know, it should be still on YouTube or one of these sites, but that was some fucked up shit. Anyway, yeah, so just to show you this so you can remember ALEC, which is an acronym that stands for American Legislative Exchange Council, and you know, the private prison industry, you know, that connection there. This is all they're worried about. Look at it, total prison population. 2000 it was 1,381,000. 2016, 6 years, it went up to 1,505,400, but now it's like 2.3 mil. So, so there you have it. This is all for the money. All right, this is what our people, you misunderstand what slavery is all about. Our people got it in their heads, oh, we're free. No, no. That's what Great Millstone always advises. Get into etymology of words, get into the meaning of words. All right, learn how to research. All right, emancipate, get some of them synonyms. All right. In this instance, is talking about we were transferred. You got to remember the elites, they were looking at, look, here it is, you got Farmer John, he wants to be on our level. We can't, no, because you got these elite bankers that really run the world. They're close-knit. These are all interrelated at, you know, on some level. They don't want nobody else in that. So that was more of police action, all right, than anything else. There's a whole lot of stuff going on with that. For instance, a lot of people don't know, England was just watching, standing by. They were actually hoping that the South would win, but they didn't want to get their hands directly dirty, you know. But in any case, like I say, this was always that's a whole nother 2 videos, as a matter of fact, because people think, well, ever since the Revolutionary War that, you know, the U.S. is separate from England and all that. Nah, it goes deep. That rabbit hole goes deep. It's not what you think. So anyway, back to the video, and we're going to let this play out, because I didn't expect it to go this long, but hey, more information. So let's continue this. And I've always said, our people don't understand how Christianity, as it is taught, has been used as a weapon against us. Our people's minds are still in that slave that some people will say what is that? Let me get it. Came out in the early 70s. What is that called? The Patty Hearst. God, I call it this because Salaki, it'll come to me. Colonial mindset, because this particular one, it goes more to the root. All right. it's going to mention what had forgotten. Uh, let's see. Oh boy. Stockholm syndrome. People like to use that, but that in itself doesn't take that long, and we're talking about days, certainly weeks. No, we're talking about what they are transgenerational, all right, and it's more extensive than uh, that term we usually use. But it says colonial mentality. It says a colonial mentality is the internalized attitude of ethnic or cultural inferiority. Our people have an inferiority complex, a huge one as a result. That's why when people say, get over it, no, that's bullshit. I say get over it over that fucking hollow hoax bullshit. I'm so sick because we're in that season now for that bullshit. They keep bringing it up. I know it's that time of the year. Because the Passover is coming up. And it says inferiority complex felt by people as a result of colonialization. For example, them being colonized by another group. It says it corresponds with the belief that the cultural values of the colonizer are inherently superior to one's own. There you go. That's the root. It says the term has been used by post-colonial scholars to discuss the transgenerational effects of colonialism present in former colonies following decolonization. In other words, our people can't get over it for the motherfuckers that say that shit. It is commonly used as an operational concept for framing ideological domination in historical colonial experiences. Look at the Northern Kingdom, all right? Our people are just psychologically fucked, all right? In psychology, colonial mentality has been used to explain instances of collective depression, anxiety, and other widespread mental health issues in populations that have experienced colonization. That's why I always use this instead of Stockholm syndrome. All right. This is just me personally. But let's play this out.
A moment like for you when you realized that what the judge said meant you were a free man.
Yeah, it dawned on me. This is it. You know? And you've been waiting all these years for this.
You'll turn 70 on Thursday. Did you think you would die in prison?
Yes.
He was 25 when he went in.
I had visions of the prison gates opening up. And I'm walking through them.
Are you mad at anyone?
No, I'm not mad.
So you're not mad
See,
at
you see, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to fucking Christianity. And our people are always asked, are you mad at anyone? Do you forgive them? And we're the only ones that was expressed in, what was that, this last Nate Parker film that he did where, with the cops. Damn it. But he posed that question. He said, why are we the only ones that are always expected to be the ones to forgive all the fucking time? What was the name of that movie? They killed his son, a traffic stop. Damn it. Salakia. Anyway, so let's play this out.
No. I'm not mad at them. I mean that. When I told them I forgive them, that's what I mean. Forgiveness.
The judge said several times on the bench, I do not know whether Mr. Simmons is innocent or guilty.
Right.
Does it bother you that you walk out of here a free man, but with the suspicion by some people that you may still be guilty?
Well, I still believe that even though I'm out, just like people gonna be people. And some of them gonna say, oh, he's guilty, you know, despite the fact that they had no evidence.
But before he
Let me, because this is the fucked up part I was alluding to, but let's get these. I went far too long. And I dropped my blue letter. See, this is the shit. But what these wicked motherfucking Edomites did, you gotta understand, slavery never ended. That's why I was talking about you gotta get into the words, all right? Those synonyms, that emancipation, emancipate, that synonym for that, the one that's the right one is we were just transferred from being in private ownership with various plantation owners to become wards of the government. That's all it was. This is Isaiah 42 and 22, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Remember I told you about ALEC, the American Legislation Exchange Council, right? Legislative Exchange Council, all right? They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and we are a prey every time you walk out, but that's part of the curses. That particular one is Deuteronomy 28 and 65. Let's get it real quick, and I'll come back to this. Deuteronomy 28, let's go all the way down, 65. And it says, among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Most High Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Yep, that next time you get stopped by the popo. But see, the thing is, they don't have the absolute authority like they used to, all right? Because this is the time for them to be pulled out of power. Everybody's got a phone with a camera on it. So, yeah, a lot of them don't, because they don't have that. They can't operate with impunity like they used to. They don't want to be cops anymore. Anyway, Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth. For a spoil, and none saith restore. All right? None saith restore. Which is going to tie into what? Psalms. When you go back to Psalms 83rd chapter. All these nations are in cahoots. They don't want us to become a nation again. All right? So let's go and finish this out.
he could be free, a remarkable thing happened.
He thinks he's free.
Louisiana prison officials required that the shackles go back on.
Go back on.
So he could go back to prison to be processed.
Which takes.
I'm telling you, he's a free man.
And though his lawyer pushed back,
You can't be in jail tonight like that. That's not like a good. That would not be a good thing.
he would load up again and travel another 2 hours back to Louisiana State Penitentiary, the largest maximum security prison in the nation.
There you go.
Where at sunset, Vincent Simmons walked out of the place he has been held in since he was 25 years old.
Hey, man, I want to...
Now here's the catch.
The judge said on the bench yesterday, I want to be clear, I'm not telling you that Vincent Simmons is guilty or innocent. I'm just telling you he deserves a new trial. When the district attorney stood up almost immediately and said, Judge, we're not going to retry
That's
him,
supposed to be it.
that meant the charges at that moment were dropped.
But,
Vincent walked out of here last night. He said he wanted a crawfish dinner.
but
So he got it. What's next for him? He says he wants to leave Louisiana and start again.
want to eat abominations.
Wow. Well, David, we can certainly understand that. Congratulations to you and your team for a lot of hard work here. There were a lot of people involved working on this case for a lot of years to bring Vincent Simmons into the outside world as a free man. You mentioned he's free but not exonerated. So I do have a question. First
Here we
of all,
go.
I met him there. He was hugging two ladies. There were some cheers. I'm curious who was there. And also, is there any hope of restitution for the 44 years he paid for a crime he says he didn't commit?
His sisters and his attorney met him here, and there is hope, but it's going to be hard. The the DA said he would essentially have to go to what is a trial and convince a judge that he can prove his innocence.
See,
Proving that he's innocent may be difficult, but when you say that he had a lot of help, Tony, it's important to note every attorney who helped him was simply using the information that Vincent had obtained himself. Nobody believed Vincent when he stood up in front of a judge by himself, but he kept trying, and was expecting to die here in prison. But instead, after 44 years, he won.
And the tragedy is, David,
so that's just long speak for saying they don't expect him to get anything. All right. So hey, with that, hey, Shalom. We gotta get the fuck up out of here.